Hey, we're back with Truth for Seniors, and we're joined by Michelle Wentworth, who is a good friend of Ron and myself, and she is with OPTAVIA Health, and she is a professional coach. She is a professional health coach, personal health coach, and somebody that has decided to make a difference after having a difference made in her life. So, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. So
You are, and you brought a guest, so let's just get that right out of the way. And your guest isn't Ron. You have another guest here. That's like, oh my gosh.
So this is 5 pounds of pretend fat, you know. If you'd like, I'll just kind of share my story and how I got involved with OPTAVIA. 2013, I told you earlier, November 2013, I made the decision to get healthier. I'd never been an overweight person. I've always been kind of small. Got this thing called Graves' disease, which is hyperthyroidism, and lost more weight. Got down to like 105 pounds. So not very healthy the other direction, right?
Hard way to lose weight.
Hard way to lose weight. And then I had radiation.
Oh,
so then, hence my 40-pound expansion to the world.
That's you?
That's me.
Oh my gosh.
I found this health program, which previously was called Take Shape for Life. Our parent company is Medifast. They have been around since 1980.
Okay.
You used to could only get it by doctor only, prescription only.
Really?
Medically formulated fuelings is what we do. And the beauty of what I love, like most of us are doing here today, you have a passion for what you're doing. I was tired of being tired. My knees hurt. My back was hurting. I was 55 years old. Now I'm 59. I don't mind sharing that. I don't feel 59. You know, I'm sure I don't act 59.
No, I wasn't going to say that.
I'm sure I don't act 59. But I'm very thankful that this company came into my life. I might have ended up with diabetes. It is kind of prevalent in my family. That's one thing that I help folks do, is lower their medication, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. You know.
So is it mainly, you talk about food as fuel.
So it's fuelings. Everything is medically formulated, pharmaceutical grade at Jason's Pharmaceutical. We have been tested and used at Johns Hopkins Hospital. So I think they know something.
Now talk about, real quick, if I may, pharmaceutical grade. Why is that important versus non-pharmaceutical?
So what I have learned, and I will say straight up, I am not a nutritionist. I'm not a doctor or a nurse. I'm a coach. I'm a guide. The pharmaceutical grade of it means that it's scientifically designed. So being scientifically designed, it's going to put you into a very safe, mild fat burning ketosis. We at my company, and I'll just show you, this is what I do with everyone before I even share too much information, is I want to know about your health.
Sure.
You know, believe it or not, we have people that are not candidates. If you've had cancer within under a year, if you've had a heart attack, a stroke, if your diabetes is type 2 or type, I mean, depending on what diabetic, you know, that you are, we're just very, very cautious. We want to make sure that you have spoken to your doctor. You know, if he needs information from me, I'm able to do that. Because again, not everyone is a candidate. I have 3 to 5 gastric bypass clients right now. Unfortunately, they didn't learn a new habit of health. And with my program, you not only get me, you get curriculum, you get information from a doctor who was our critical care doctor, top in the nation.
Really?
Yeah, his name's Dr. Wayne Anderson. You get nutrition support. We have 7 certified nutritionists at our company, which happens to be on the East Coast in Maryland. You get a guide. You get, you know, lots of information, but you know, it's up to you. It's up to you to want to be ready.
That's the bottom line always, isn't it?
To want to be ready.
Why do you keep looking at me? You know. You know, we had a guest on our show here a couple weeks ago, Jack Scow.
Yeah.
How old is he?
69, I think.
Oh, I think he's older than that. I think he's in his 70s. Oh, maybe I could be wrong. 69. But he was a first certified personal trainer in Fresno. I mean, bodybuilder to this day, full head of hair, beautiful smile. And I look at him and I'm being facetious. I go, I saw you and I said, it's kind of like looking in a mirror. And he comes back and he goes, what, a carnival mirror?
Oh.
Like,
Most
so I probably need to talk with you.
Well, the good part and the bad part for personal trainers in that respect is I did zero exercise. Zero. We actually don't encourage you the first month to 6 weeks because we're lowering your calorie intake. I don't want you to fall on your face, you know. I kind of like the idea I didn't have to work out. Because
that's one of your major selling points.
Well, I have sciatica problems, and so you know, it was nice to know that I could just eat all day and drink my water and shrink.
Well, you say eat all day. I mean, deprivation is not part of my vocabulary. Okay, you laugh. Like that.
So you're going to eat every 3 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, 2.5 to 3 hours. The goal is to get as much water. What people don't realize, our water really does a lot of different things for us. It helps our skin. It helps our hair. It also works on your system, which, you know, sometimes isn't good for some folks.
Yeah.
My fuelings are very high in protein, very low in carbs, low in sugar. We're blessed to have a ton of minerals and vitamins in everything that you eat. Some people can taste the vitamins. When I first began back in 2013, I was like, wow, I don't have to take any pills. This is awesome. No more pills, as what's the expression, potions, pills, lotions, all that kind of thing.
Did you say taste the vitamins?
Yeah, you could, depending on which one you get, some of them, this particular one that I love, it's a Cheerio, and I eat it dry, and you can taste the vitamins.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, I think after 3 days, your taste buds change and you don't even notice it.
Do you have that with a beer or?
Yeah. So during your journey,
we're going to need detox.
Okay, Mr. Greg and Mr. Ron, during your health journey of shrinking with me, you have to give up a couple of things. And alcohol happens to be one, just for your journey. No peas, no fruit, and no carrots.
No fruit, really?
Yeah,
No peas, no carrots.
those happen to be high in sugar.
Really?
And as we know, high carbs break down into.
I knew carrots were. I didn't know about the other ones.
Yeah, I didn't know peas were either. Even though, you know.
Somehow I think I can get through with that.
Yeah, my mom always made me eat them though. Jeez.
I think
I could tell her you were adding to my sugar intake.
I think
Mom.
all of our moms.
So real quick, because we're gonna have to take a break here, and then we're gonna come back and finish the show with a couple questions for you. But so people come to you, you have like a fact finder where you get some information, so you can determine what solutions are going to be best.
Right, which program they need to be on.
Okay, then you and your team of experts develops a nutrition plan.
Yes.
Is that accurate or?
Yes and no.
Okay.
You do a lean and green, and that's more explained as we do our program. We put most folks that if they're looking to shrink, they do a 5 and 1. And the 1 means lean and green, lots of vegetables and lots of protein.
Okay.
So like I said, you're giving up the fruit, giving up the alcohol.
So say that I need a 5 and 1. Give me some examples specifically of what you might recommend.
The 5 is going to be the fuelings that our company makes.
Okay.
So for me this morning, I had oatmeal. I had, I love our chocolate brownie. Sometimes I've done that for breakfast. That's the cool part. You can have any combination. Any combination.
Yeah.
I have a rosemary biscuit. We have sweet potatoes. So everything that you eat with me, like I said, is medically designed. It's pharmaceutical grade fuelings. And it's about 100 to 110 calories. Okay. So you're grazing all day.
Really?
And you even eat before you go to bed.
Really?
Because it's a different scenario. They don't want you storing fat. Because so you're not fasting. So at least when you go to bed, you're full.
Yeah.
Okay? Does that help?
It does help. Yeah, seriously. Because obviously, you know, one of the things you want to know is what can I eat, what can I not?
Right.
And, you know, we've all probably got into situations where we said, man, if I'd have known all of this, I probably wouldn't have done it. But you do want to know, you know, what am I going to have? Kind of like, what's the cost of doing this, so to speak, to me personally, to be able to make progress, and then am I willing to pay the price, right? So that's interesting. So OPTAVIA.
OPTAVIA health program.
Wow. So you guys provide it all, and you don't, is it okay to say, and you don't have to exercise?
You do not have to exercise. When you start feeling
Awesome.
better, what will happen though, you'll want to go for that walk. You'll want to get in that pool. You know, you might want to start lifting some weights, but we don't encourage it too much because we don't want you perspiring, sweating.
And there's different phases, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
You get into ketosis for a little while, and then maybe like a maintenance or something? Or?
So actually we have 3 phases.
Okay.
The shrink mode, wherever you're looking to get into your healthy BMI, and it's different for everyone, men especially. You guys shrink the fastest. It's very annoying.
I wasn't going to bring it up, but my wife is really annoyed by that.
Yeah, it's very
yeah,
annoying.
yeah.
And it's, you know, we just all have different bodies. So then once you're at your healthy BMI, then you go into a transition. And what that means, you get to bring in some more vegetables. You get to bring in a little more protein.
Are these cooked or raw?
Hopefully you're going to cook your protein.
Okay.
If you choose to have sushi, that's okay. You just don't have the rice.
Okay.
You know, you don't want to have the soy sauce because it's high in sodium.
Yeah.
And then after that, then you are in maintenance. I'm in maintenance. I still love our fuelings because they're designed to make me feel healthier,
Yep.
to make me feel better. And I didn't, you know, I don't eat at the restaurants all the junk and Mexican food. And I mean, there's nothing healthy at the Mexican
you had to
restaurant.
go there, didn't you?
Mexican and Italian. I love it
Oh, my
all. I love it
gosh,
all.
really?
Chef
Yes.
Paul's.
Yeah.
Chef Paul's.
So you're in high maintenance, but you're in maintenance, but you're not high maintenance.
That's
All right, this is Truth for Seniors. We're going to be right back with Michelle Wentworth with OPTAVIA. And we're back, and we're having no fun with Ron and Michelle. So.
And Chubb.
And Chubb, yeah. So
Old Chubb there.
that is just amazing. So, folks, I don't even want to talk about that, but yeah, I can see there's a few of those that probably need to be gone for me. So Michelle, you are a personal health coach. Your company is OPTAVIA. You have helped many people, but you first were a candidate and you first were coached.
Yes,
Right?
I have a personal health coach. I'm very thankful to her. She also,
Even now, you still.
oh yeah, she's my mentor, and that's the thing about it. We have lots of mentorship. My goal is to hopefully help a lot more folks and get more coaches. That's
Sure.
really what I would love to do is help people that want to maybe have another business. I probably work 10 hours a week. You know, I did buy a new car last November, so that was kind of cool with
There
my
you
little part-time business.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what'd you bring here? You've
So
got.
I mentioned to you that I do a health assessment first.
Sure.
On everyone. Everyone does a health assessment. And I also ask you to do these little thing here called Transform Your Life, Your Health. And it talks about your healthy body, your healthy mind, and your healthy finances. Because believe it or not, if all of that is kind of intact, I started out here. I'm sure I was a 2. Are you a 2?
I don't know. My wife says I'm a 10.
Ah, you're a 10. You're a 10.
He has to pay her, but.
So what I've learned is, as my body got healthier, my mind did too.
Sure.
The less fog, the less, you know, not wanting to get out of bed. I mean, you know.
Well, you know what, Michelle? Actually, there's a gentleman, David Amons is his name. He's been doing a lot of research on doing spectrographs or whatever of brains, and they're showing that, he says, where size does matter. He brings that out. He says that as we lose weight, our brain actually gets larger. He says we get heavier, our brain gets smaller, and size does matter with brain. The bigger
Absolutely.
the brain, the better
Really?
it functions. Serious.
You get rid of the
No
fog.
kidding.
Yep. And this is
Wow.
research that's been happening in the last just recent years, 2 to 4 years.
Wow.
So
No,
it actually
I-
affects your
It
function.
does?
One thing I appreciate, we've been at a few events together,
Yes.
and always appreciate your heart and your character, that you really do, you are passionate about this, you care, you're experienced in it, something that you've lived. But something you said recently stood out to me. You said, if you're looking for a diet, I'm not your gal.
I'm not.
What did you say?
That's the truth.
What did you say?
Because people do diets every day, and the thing about a diet is that they will not work because they're not long term. We're transformational. We take you through a journey. You know, I'm still on a journey. Every day I have a mindful choice. We just had lunch today. Did I have lunch there?
I don't know.
Yeah, walnuts.
I had some walnuts, and I had one of my healthy fuelings, which I happen to love. It was a s'mores bar. You know, it was really good. But yes, if diets, I had been on many of them, and none of them worked. And I finally found something that's visual. I mean, people see me, and I can't lie what I look like. You know, I know that I was 180 pounds.
Wow.
And it's like, wow, I'm not very tall. I'm like 5'4", you know. So 180 pounds on this little frame.
So, if I may, real quick, then the whole Graves' disease thing.
So the thing with
Where you at now?
Graves, it will always be with me. It's
Okay.
just that I'm hypo, and I have to take medication for the rest of my life.
Okay.
And that's a
But
bummer.
certainly when you're in shape and you're physically fit and your blood work and everything is at its optimum,
Right.
more than likely most people can take a reduced amount of medication.
Correct.
Your body can function and absorb it better, so you're obviously better off now than you were.
Absolutely. And the thing else that also improved for me was I wasn't sleeping. I had no energy. I was super lethargic. And unfortunately, weight was a big part of that. I did find a better doctor that's helping me with my thyroid now. My hair's growing back. I mean, seriously,
me up, man.
I'm serious. My hair, it's like, it's amazing what people don't realize that sometimes we do to ourselves because we think we know it all. I knew nothing. I was working out at the gym before I found this program for many, many years.
Really?
Didn't lose a pound, didn't lose an inch, but I do have a sciatica nerve damage because of that. Because I was doing extreme aerobics.
Right.
I was enjoying myself. I just didn't know I was hurting myself.
You know, you said something earlier. You've said some diabetes, cholesterol, blood pressure, and I'm going, check.
Sleep apnea I left off.
Okay, but you know, my doctor actually told me, and you'll appreciate this and can support it. He said, Ron, your girth, not your waist, this is that girth right across your belly button there. He goes, for every inch you can lower that, or every inch it gains, your cholesterol, your sugar levels, and your blood pressure will correspond.
It's true. It's very true. It's very, very, very true. And the thing is if a lot of people they don't realize how much sugar they are taking in. They don't realize the sodium that they are taking in. And again, we create kind of our own.
Sure. Yeah, I mean,
issues.
we're here because of us, not because somebody forced us to eat the way that we do. We're
again,
talking about, even things that contributed to it. We sit all day, so I just got a stand-up desk.
I love
You
it.
said you stand up all the time.
I love it.
So, yeah,
You know, I gotta say,
walking.
the bottom line, it gets down to for a lot of people, right? It's for myself included. It's budget. Okay, I'm not going to go into all that, but just to say this: if it does take away medications, and I work with Medicare, one of the things I help people with is their medications, and I see a lot of money being spent on medications. And I've heard you say it. I've heard it from other sources. You lose weight, right? A lot of costs in medications, doctor issues, health issues goes down. So when you look at the money you'd be saving there, it would help someone fund.
I agree.
Well, and who doesn't and who shouldn't invest in their health?
Why
You got one, right?
Well, the thing is it's like people say, well, your program is too expensive. What did you spend for lunch today?
Yeah, $12.
Yeah. People don't realize, they say,
What'd you
well,
spend at Starbucks last month?
well, I had a client that
You know?
was spending $80 a month at Starbucks, and I'm
Easy,
like,
easy.
oh, I
Oh,
never
yeah.
go there. I'm sorry, I don't spend that money. I drink water.
Yeah,
Lots
80
of water.
bucks is nothing
Oh, yeah.
for most people
I
to
imagine
spend at
$5 a day.
Starbucks. Yeah,
That's
so-
terrible.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
So, I hate to cut this fun short because this has just been rich. And anything you'd just like to tell everybody as we close down the show today?
I just want to thank you guys for having me. Everybody's tried for years, and you know,
You're
it's
wonderful.
it's like getting up here and talking in front of you. But I just want you to know that if you have a health issue, I would love to visit with you. It's just 3 to 5 minutes of your time, and it's private. It's very private. This is personal, and I've told Ron that many times. This is personal, what I do, very personal. And thank you guys for so much for having me.
Yeah, pleasure.
It was
fun,
fun,
huh, wasn't it?
fun. It's
Yeah,
okay.
good.
It's
I
okay.
survived.
I survived.
All right, folks, thanks for joining us. This is Truth for Seniors. We'll be back next Wednesday at 2. And in the meantime, check us out on YouTube and give us some input on show topics and questions, and we'll be glad to take care of those and address them for you. So until then, we'll see you again.